Good morning, my Florida Garden Escape channel, and welcome back. So today is the day we are going to finish up our trellis build here for our cantaloupe. Now I went ahead and dug the pipes into the ground. They're good, probably about that deep into the ground, so that way they can support this cantaloupe. Now what you see here down at the bottom is going to be like a little mesh that you use to hang your pots with, pretty much like a hanging mesh. It's pretty good netting, and it's known to last for quite some time. And it's more structure. It doesn't break easy, and it can stand the rain, the sun, and it won't break apart. Now, as you guys, if you guys don't remember, we caulked these little pipes onto this black piping here, and that's how we were able to form this kind of trellis. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take some more, as I already started our bottom one. This is gonna be our first layer of trellis. We're gonna next take a piece here and we're gonna go all the way down to the end, but I first gotta make sure it's long enough, and it is long enough, so I'm gonna put it up here near the, a little bit up, a little higher than the other one we just did. And then I'm going to kind of wrap it around this. Make sure this is good and tight. Alright, good. Alright, that's good. So what I'll do is I'll take it just like this, wrap it around the pole itself, and bring it down here to the other end. And if I have extra enough, I'll wrap it again. But since I only have this much, I'm just going to go ahead and tie it on here to the pole here. So let's lower this down some. And we're going to tie this onto here. All right. There we go. Now we got a good little spacing here, but that's quite all right. Now that we have two ropes here for our trellis, we aren't going to need to really do too much with the area, just for the mere fact that we've already laid our mulch out. I have my 2-year-old out here with me. Hi, baby. So we've prepped the area. Oh, you got something in your shoe? Okay, let's fix it. Give me your foot back. No? You just want them off? Okay. You gonna go jump on the trampoline? Alright, there you go. So anyways, like I was saying, so we've already layered mulch down. This is probably about 3 inches of mulch. Before today's out, we'll move some of the mulch out to expose the dirt, and I'll add compost to the ground to help fertilize it and prep it for our cantaloupes. Now, you guys are probably saying, Selena, this trellis is not tall enough. It's not going to hold your cantaloupe. I do agree with you there. It isn't tall enough, no. But with this, it's going to allow the cantaloupe to go up and over. And I hope to do more of a fencing on the other side of a slanted slope. So that way underneath on this back side here, we can do either lettuce or something that requires more of the shade for our summers, because we do get up to the 90s and sometimes up to the hundreds at times here in our zone 8B North Florida zone. So shade is definitely a need, especially if you're wanting to grow lettuce. You can grow lettuce all year round. You just need to make sure that it is shaded during those hot summer days. But once we get everything prepped and everything's ready for our cantaloupe, we'll then place our cantaloupe out here. And then once we have our cantaloupe out here, I'll do a string from the bottom from the dirt itself up, so that way it helps train the cantaloupe to climb up this trellis. Now, as we move through this process, I'll show you how we're going to do the slope and things like that, because it's a I definitely would agree with it that it would definitely help, especially if we do the slope. It'll allow us to add that lettuce in here, and keep it shaded. Chunky, she's off on the go again. All right, guys, welcome back. Now that we got everything situated with the 2-year-old, she's down for a nap. We're gonna go ahead and add some compost to the ground here. And what I already went ahead and did and got some compost out of our compost bin that we have over there. We have some stirring as we speak. So let's go ahead and dive into this bed and get this compost added and prep this dirt for these cantaloupe. Alright, so since the cucumbers are going to go on this side, we're going to mainly move all this mulch back. And as you guys can see, it's pretty thick here. We're just going to move all this back, just like this. Alright, and then now I am going to feed it in. Just like that. We're just gonna spread it throughout here, and the seedlings are gonna love it. Just gonna mix it around some, kind of use it as a top dress in here. And I won't need to worry about water or anything because the soil's already pretty wet from the rain we've had. And with the mulch being here to help keep it moist, and the mulch itself is also wet, so that is also helping keeping in that moisture, keeping that ground wet, and keeping it from going dry. So now let's go ahead and jump over to the other side. Alright, so once again we're just going to pull this mulch back. And I won't plant the cantaloupe in just yet today, since we are adding this in here. We might give them a few days to see if they can hang tight in their solo cups for the time being, because I don't want to move them too much. And one thing you don't want to do with your seedling is move them during the hottest part of the day. So we definitely want to do it later on in the evening, let them kind of enjoy their climate before we move them out here. Now keep in mind we've had our seedlings in their solo cups since they got out of their little cubicles there, and we moved them into the solo cups. And with that, they are starting to get bigger. But we have been bringing them outside from the greenhouse to enjoy the winds and get kind of used to the climates. We haven't left them out during cold nights or during bad rain. We're not too ready for them to get that hardy, but they are starting to get hardy. All right, so that is done. We got the compost mixed in. We're going to go ahead and cover all this back up. And this is going to be the same way with the other side. The mulch is already so wet from the rain we've had. It's going to store in that moisture, which is definitely something we want, especially with cantaloupe, because they are heavy waters. They like a lot of water, as they are very watery in their taste. But that is it, guys. We're done here. Let's move on now. Alright, so first things first, we're going to start with this one over here. We're going to go ahead and just move him aside. And what I'm going to do is take my little hand digger here thing, and we're going to move this all aside. And now this has already been wet. It got good bit of water fed yesterday. So it's good and ready for these cantaloupes now. So we're going to go ahead and dig our hole. Now keep in mind when doing your hole, you don't want it to be no bigger than, no deeper than the pot that the plant is in. And I'll demonstrate that here in just a second. Let's get this hole dug here. Alright, now I'm going to bring... So we got the hole dug. So when I say you don't want your hole no deeper than the pot it is in. So the soil level does come up to right about here. So it's right at the rim of the soil cup, which the soil block itself it's sitting in is just below the rim of the cup already. So we're going to remove him out of his soil pot and then place him down in there. Alright, so now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to fill in the hole with the soil that we removed from the hole. And this is going to be it. Just push all this in here. Kind of get them really going here. Now, since they're not tall enough yet to reach up to, since this one's not tall enough yet to reach up to here, I won't do anything with him just yet since he's not really stringy or anything. So we're going to leave him as is. But the other ones are really tall enough and should reach this first one right here. What I may end up doing is just adding another one just for this smaller one, for example. But we'll get to all that here in just a second. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move on to this guy here, and we're going to kind of do the same process for all these as we move down the line. guys see here, this one has 2 in it. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna get this guy out of here and see how he handles being removed from here. If I can get him to separate, it's a bonus, but if not, it's okay. We have plenty of cantaloupe here. But let's go ahead and see if we can get these guys into the ground here. Now what I'll do with him is I'll take him inside and put him in a smaller pot with some more Miracle-Gro and let him get just a little bit bigger. Same thing again here with this little guy. We're gonna separate these two and see if we can get them separated. If not, it's a-okay. Oh, I just broke him. So I'm just going to remove him like this. I did break it. I'm just going to remove him like that. Take him out. Just add this piece back into the fertilizer and kind of just stick him right up here. You can just grip onto there. Just a second. So it's okay that we broke him. We'll put him in a little bit of soil, see if he'll still come back with being broke. And that was not my intentions on doing. All right, and there they are. Alright, so now what we're going to go ahead and do, because these guys are a little bit lower, I am going to run another thread here a bit lower, or actually, got a better idea. I'm just going to slide these down. So now with these slid down some here, what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I am gonna attach these guys onto here to help kind of trellis them up more. Alright guys, so we've lowered these down now, and also we've added in our clips to hold up the cantaloupe and get it to trellis. Now we will add another string later on, and I do plan on tightening this one up as it is a bit loose. But we'll save that for a later date. But this, guys, is what it's looking like currently. Just need to do a little tightening up, and then this is all good. But I want to go ahead and thank you guys. Thank you for joining me through creating this cantaloupe trellis idea. I hope you guys got inspired to get your own cantaloupe trellis going. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to hit that like, comment down below what your favorite part of this video was, and don't forget to hit that subscribe if you are subscribed. We love you guys, and until next time, deuces.